Bonjour everyone and welcome to my new channel, The Waves of Your Soul readings. This is gonna be our sacred space, our little sanctuary where we can focus on tarot readings, pick a card readings, monthly guidance, all meant to empower you and to give you tools to help you navigate the oceans of your life. I'm so excited to be creating this sacred space for us all. Some of you might know me from my other channel, The Waves of Your Soul, where I get to be a deck goblin, where I get to share my love and passion for tarot and oracle decks. I will still continue posting on that channel. I just really felt called for this year onward to start creating a separate sacred space for us for our readings. And if it's your first time hearing from me, hi, welcome. My name is Maureen. I'm a French tarot reader, hence the very strong frog accent, and it's such a pleasure to have you here. For your 2025 year ahead reading, we will be pulling tarot and oracle cards. We're going to be doing some astrology, which is divination through dice. We're going to get an overview of the year ahead, what are going to be the energies for each sign, what are you invited to focus on for each sign, as well as ways you can invite more joy, more fun into your life. I really wanted these readings to be nourishing, gentle, and empowering so that you can start the year the best way possible. For ease of navigation, I'm going to split the videos into 4 categories: fire signs, water signs, earth signs, and air signs. Each different video contains 3 different signs. I do encourage you to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs so that you can get the most complete reading for you. You can find all the other videos in the description box so that you can navigate. This is kind of an a la carte menu. I invite you to follow your intuition, but if you want the most complete reading for you, then you can check out your sun, your moon, and your rising sign. In the description box, you will also find all the decks I'm using. I'm using a different decks for each of my signs. And as of course, with all of those readings, I do remind you that tarot is a compass. It can help you navigate your way through life, but you remain the captain of your own ship. I'm so excited you're here. I'm so excited for this new chapter we're gonna write together. So let's get into it. Welcome to your reading, my Taurus, moon, or rising. So this is gonna be your year ahead reading for 2025. We're gonna get an overview of the energies for you. The year has in store in terms of energies, in terms of what to look out for, what you can focus on, your dreams, your well-being, all of those things. I'm gonna keep this very bird's eye point of view. I'm gonna give you an overview of the year, and then I'll come back every month to do monthly readings anyway, where we look at all the details, what each month bring for different areas of your life, day-to-day, career, love. For today, I really want to look at the energies in general, and I want to try and keep this reading very empowering and uplifting. I really feel like at this time of year specifically, and with this year specifically, there's been a lot going on in the collective. We're going to be using astrology, so this is divination through dice, as well as tarot and oracle decks. I'm a huge deck goblin and I love cards. I love reading with them. I love using them, so I have plenty of decks. I have a different deck for all of my signs. We're gonna start with dice. We're gonna use them to get the energies of the year for you guys. For my Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, I actually have my moon in Taurus myself, so I'm very excited to do this reading because we're in this together and I'm excited to see what the universe has in store for us. We're gonna be throwing some dice. This is a moment where a little PSA, if you're wearing your headphones, you might want to take them out just while I throw them because it can be quite loud. Other than that, let's get into it. Let's see what we have. We have the alien, the turtle, the pyramids, the bees, we have the time, we have the apple, we have the foot, we have the tent, which has literally come up for pretty much all of my signs so far. It's crazy. These two have been coming up so much, and very interesting because the tent specifically for me, it's linked to like spending time both in nature but also on your own, right? Especially it looks like it's a little bit open. It's inviting you to come and sit and spend some quiet time potentially in there. And for me, it's interesting it's coming back for all of the signs because this is energetically linked to hermit vibes in tarot, and the year 2025, if you add all the numbers, it makes 9, which, and so in numerology it's a year 9, which will mean that in tarot it relates to the Hermit card. So the Hermit for the collective, this idea of introspection, of spending time on our own, focusing on oneself, focusing on our past, our own journey, not spending too much time looking at what others are doing, but really focusing on what we can do ourselves, our own past, our own life, our own journey, one step at a time. This energy, Hermit-like energy of going on our own pilgrimage, is super prominent for all of us in the collective. That's first vibe. We're working with Hermit energy for 2025. For my Taurus moon and rise, we have very interesting, we have literally the pyramid next to the alien, and this is giving Aquarius energy, which I know this is Taurus, but if you guys have Aquarius sun, moon or rising, then there's something there for you to check out. Here we're talking about embracing our quirks. With the pyramid, with the alien, and with the sunflower, we have this idea of shining our light bright and of embracing all of our quirks and deciding next year to be our full self. For Taurus moon and rising, we have this invitation to shine our light bright, be unapologetically ourselves, quirks, weird traits and all. Your uniqueness is your superpower. What potentially made you cringe when you were younger are actually the parts of you that are golden, that you need to celebrate. Like the parts of you that you're like a little bit embarrassed about because you feel like you have a weird hobby, or you feel like you have a weird passion, or you feel like you have a strange taste of style. Who cares? Embrace it. Embrace your uniqueness, nerve, and talent, right? As RuPaul said. There's a sense for my Taurus to next year really tap into shining bright and being a peacock in a land of pigeons, I'm hearing. So it's about deciding to no longer care about the people's view of you, society's view of you, your family's view of you, colleagues' view of you, and just decide to dress the way you want, date who you want, be who you want to be, present yourself to the world the way you want, do the kind of job you want, have the passion you want, and not give a F about what people think. It's a rebellious streak. It's about being the alien in the crowd of humans, right? It's about standing up. It's about being the sunflower. In a world of daisies, be the sunflower, shine bright, and through you shining bright, being authentically yourself, being unapologetically yourself, doing the things that bring you joy, loving the people who bring you joy, following the passions and the hobbies who bring you joy, having the kind of life that brings you joy. You will also help others find their own path. And remember, we have the feet here, which is all about walking your own path, focusing on your own journey. I'm hearing trailblazing. The energy for my Taurus next year is going to be about you trailblazing. There might be other people in the world who are on the motorway and who are taking the very well-worn path, not my Tauruses. In 2025, you're like, I'm going to shake up the status quo and I'm going to go through, take a shortcut, make my own path. I'm not going to follow the main path that everyone else is doing. I'm going to create my own, even if I have to walk through the bramble and cut away all the weeds that are blocking my path. I'm going to make my own path to my destination. It's a big year for work. We have the bee. So, you know, it's always relating to work with the apple and everything. It's about focusing on the seeds you are planting. Career could be a big theme, like financial matters could be a big theme, could be a big focus next year, pouring effort into your work, into your career. And we have the turtle. The turtle, it relates to different things. So with the turtle, we have an idea of home, right? They carry their home on their back. And they always also super interesting turtle fact, which I know you didn't expect with your tarot reading, but turtles are like water, you know, ocean turtles. We have them in Reunion. And we have to protect the beach where they are born, because no matter how old they grow, no matter how far they go, they could travel through thousands of kilometers of the ocean. They will always know the way back to the beach they were born, and they will always come back to the beach they were born to have their own babies. And it doesn't matter if it's been 5 years, 10 years, and if they've swum like literally hundreds of thousands of kilometers, they will know their way back home always. So we have this idea with the turtle here of home in itself. Home could be a big concept, whether it's nurturing your home, paying attention to your home, changing home, moving home. Maybe you are renovating, maybe you are paying attention to how your home looks, maybe you are moving like to a new place. But there's also a sense that for some of you it's deciding to leave home behind, knowing that no matter where you go, home is where your heart is. So I really see for my Tauruses a desire to go new places, maybe move abroad even, or move to a new state, or move, like literally uproot your life to somewhere completely different, and embracing that, because you know that home is where your heart is. It doesn't matter if it's not where you come from. It's about where you belong in your heart, and you can always go back home whenever you want because you carry it within you. So there's also that sense. And also I'm hearing for some of you, could be the year where you finally get to visit where your ancestors come from. So if your families have moved somehow, you know, if your ancestors came from somewhere and then you all moved with your family line along the years and you never managed to go back to your roots, this could also be the year you do that. You finally get to visit the country where your ancestors come from, and that could be quite profound. There's different ways this tortoise is coming through, but of course this is a general reading, so I'm just sharing it all with you guys, and you can let me know in the comments how that resonates. But without further ado, we're gonna get into your cards. So for my Taurus, the deck that wanted to work with you is an RWS that is very special because it is full of nature background. It's called the Re-Envisioned RWS, and I love it. Look at this, it's so beautiful. It's really one of my favorite RWS ever because this nature effect is so soothing. It's a very gentle and very healing kind of energy, and it really wanted to work with Taurus. So here we go. I also have some oracle cards I've pre-pulled but I've not yet looked at. We're gonna start the reading with this. I thought that for 2025 it could be interesting to work with an archetype, specifically with a Greek god or goddess archetype, because they're so relatable to our day-to-day, right? And don't worry if you're not familiar with anything about Greek mythology, I'll explain to you who showed up depending on who it is. You know, we're gonna discover together, but this is like an energy, an archetype, and attributes that you are invited to work with, to embody through the lens of Greek mythology, but applicable to day-to-day life. So let's see what archetype, what energy are we working with by Taurus Sun, Moon, and Rising for 2025. Let's see. Wow, okay, we have Aphrodite. Of course we have Aphrodite. I mean, come on, she is Taurus queen. Taurus is linked to Venus. Venus is Aphrodite for the Greek. So there you go. It makes no surprise. I'm not surprised that we have Aphrodite for my Taurus. So if you're not familiar with Aphrodite, and I do feel like she's probably one of the most popular goddesses of Greek mythology, she's a goddess of love, of loving relationship, of self-love, of seduction, of beauty, of grace. She was the most beautiful goddess. She was also linked to the arts, beauty in general. Anything beautiful, anything gracious is linked to Aphrodite. Life pleasures, sensuality, sexuality, anywhere in life where you can find this sense of sensuality, pleasure, love, beauty, this is the realm of Aphrodite. Her attributes are the swan, the rose, and the stars, obviously linked to the planet Venus, because like I said, Venus was for the Roman what Aphrodite is to the Greeks. So in terms of the energies, the vibes that you guys are invited to work with, we really have this idea that for you to live the best year possible, you have to follow what makes you feel good, what makes you feel pleasure in all sense of the word. I feel like pleasure should be one of the key words for 2025 for my Tauruses, and hey, that's fantastic, we're all about that. So that's one of the first things, is what ways can you bring more pleasure into your life, my Tauruses? Is it through your relationships? Is it in your day-to-day life, the choices you make? Is it in the food you eat? Is it in the music you listen to? Is it in the habits you have? Is it in the way you dress? How can you bring more love, beauty, and pleasure into your life next year? That's one of the first things you should be like focusing on, that will bring a lot of creativity, a lot of healing, a lot of love. Obviously, Aphrodite being linked to love in general, it's an encouragement to see the world through a lens of love. So how can you bring more compassion, more forgiveness, more love into anything you do and into anyone you meet? Maybe it's an encouragement to forgive, maybe it's an encouragement to give a second chance, maybe it's an encouragement to look at the lens, like I said, through a compassionate, empathetic view. It's also obviously going to be a big year for interpersonal relationship in general, not just romantic. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if my singles, there are strong opportunities here to meet someone. Obviously we have big theme on interpersonal relationship, but not just romantic. It could be also friendships, it could be familial link, it could be the relationship you have to yourself as well. I'm hearing falling in love with not just someone like a romantic partner, but with your friends, falling in love with your friends, falling in love with yourself, the people around you that are around you, and seeing them through again a lens of compassion, empathy, and love. Those are all archetypal energies you can embody next year. I'm hearing also liberate your creativity, play, have fun. Aphrodite is a very playful goddess. She could play sometimes with even mortal lives, to their detriment. Sometimes she was a little bit too frivolous, but because here this is the archetype we have to embody, this is an invitation to be more frivolous, more playful, more light-hearted, if I can say that. I'm hearing see the beauty in all things. See the beauty in all people, inspire, sublime. Where are the ways that you can bring beauty into your life, that you can make it gorgeous and beautiful and gracious? I'm hearing recognizing the beauty in you will help you recognizing the beauty in others. I'm also hearing opening yourself up to sensuality, sexuality. If that's something you guys are struggling with, next year could be a great year to tap into that side of you. I'm also hearing this is a great year to liberate your creativity, because she's also linked to the arts, to beauty in all of its forms. So creativity could be a huge theme for my Tauruses next year, as well as curating a certain aesthetic. We want to strive for beauty, we want to strive for things that are pleasurable, that are enjoyable, that are beautiful. So maybe you guys are going to be redoing your home, like I was saying. Maybe you guys are going to change the way you dress. Maybe you're going to take care of your body differently. So those are all things that I think are like energies that we're invited to step into for Taurus to work with. Let's pull some tarot cards. We're going to look at 3 different themes. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this reading quite broad and like bird's eye view. So we're going to look at first true calling visions. What do we need to know about 2025 relating to big goals, dreams, manifestations, things like that. Then we're going to look at goals, productivity, habits. So this is what we're invited to spend our time, energy, money, intention on. What do we need to focus on next year? We can have the best year possible. And finally, we look at my favorite part of the reading. What can we do to bring more joy, peace, and fun into our life? Start with this idea of dreams, true calling, vision, life goals, big manifestations, big life things. What is 2025 going to bring to my Tauruses in terms of your dreams, your manifestation, your true calling? Wow. Okay. Starting strong, we have the Emperor. What else we got? 7 of Cups. And let's pull one more. Whoop. Judgment. We have the Emperor, we have the 7 of Cups, and we have Judgment. Already 2 major. In terms of big goals, big dreams, I told you guys in the dice I saw work could be a big theme, career, work, launching your own business, going after a promotion, launching your side hustle, changing career, work moves, making big moves in your career world, in your work world. We have the Emperor, so that's confirmation for me. There could be some big moves there in terms of establishing your career, hyping up your career, growing your career, things like that. We also have 7 of Cups and Judgment. It's about making sure that you want to pour into the things that matter to you, but I'm also hearing don't distract yourself too much this year. That could be the struggle for my Tauruses, is trying to start or feed too many cups. With the 7 of Cups, we have a little bit of a heads up to say that next year, night Tauruses, you want to make sure you don't get distracted. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing when you throw a ball to a dog and they get distracted by a squirrel. This idea of like they have their eyes on the prize, but then a squirrel goes past or a butterfly goes past and they're like, ooh, squirrel, and suddenly they're chasing the squirrel instead of chasing the ball. Make sure that you are focusing on your metaphorical ball, on your goals next year, my Tauruses, and that you don't get distracted by metaphorical squirrels, okay? So with Emperor, 7 of Cups and Judgment, there's potential for you to make big moves, specifically career, finances, home, environment, things like that. It could be that you finally move to the place you want. It could be that you finally reach a certain level at work that you wanted, or you finally launch your business or reach a certain level in your business that you wanted, or you finally get your promotion, whatever it is. But It comes from you not getting distracted. Like, we want to minimize distraction, right? And this doesn't have to be work. It could be, like I said, some of you guys are working on buying your first home, you're renovating your home. Some of you guys are working on moving abroad with something. Some of you guys are working hard on, I don't know, a certain physical health challenge you've given yourself. There is a big goal my Tauruses have, I really feel that is related to their physical reality, work, career, physical health, something very tangible, home, finances, something very tangible. You have a goal for next year and you can achieve it. You really can. I have the sense that you can make it happen. Just don't get too distracted by other things, because it would be a shame to miss the call. With the judgment, we always have this idea of like an inner calling, this big dream you have, this manifestation you have, which is really linked to, like I said, your material reality. I'm hearing my Tauruses. It's an inner calling. Like, if it's the fact that you want to launch your business, is because that business, you've been thinking about it for so long and you feel like it's your soul that wants to do that. If it's because you want to change career or go back to school, again, it's a soul calling you feel. If it's that you want to buy a house or you found a house you want to renovate, again, it's a soul calling. You feel like your soul is asking you to be there. Pay attention to that, honor that, and again, don't get too distracted by other things. There's potential for you to achieve something big as long as you focus, okay? And don't and pour all your energy into that. Okay, let's have a look at goals, productivity, habit. What my Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising need to focus on next year. What do you need to focus your time, your energy, your money? What do you need to focus everything? Yeah, King of Swords. Let's pull one more. We have, yeah, and we have the Nine of Pentacles under the deck. There is huge opportunities for manifesting something, manifesting, reaching a goal in your, again, physical reality, my Taurus. I don't know what it is. I don't know for you guys. Maybe it's going back to school. Maybe it's your first job. Maybe it's going back to work after not working. Maybe it's buying your first home. Maybe it's moving somewhere. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like getting your own flat. Maybe you were like living with people and you want to move on your own. I don't know, whatever. Maybe you want to move in with your romantic partner. There's something around physical reality. Like I said, it could be launching your business, expanding your business, changing career. There's something you want to achieve materially in your physical reality, my Taurus, is very, very strongly. There's potential for you to achieve that. It's related to independence, financial independence, gaining freedom. So I see some of you really wanting to, I wouldn't be surprised if it's for some of you it's linked to stepping up on your own and you know, taking flight, if I can say that, spreading your wings. So maybe it's like you guys are finally moving out of your parents' house. Maybe you're taking your first job. Maybe for some of you it's like you were living with housemates, now you finally want to live on your own. Or maybe you were working for a boss, now you're going to launch your own business. You know, maybe you were working for a company and now you're going to retire. There's an idea of nurturing independence there, claiming that independence, finding joy and comfort in that. But and so it's what can you do every day to focus on nourishing that. It's going to come from making sure you are, again, being quite precise and analytical with what you decide to spend time on, who you decide to spend time with, you decide to pour into. The King of Cups is asking you to focus on making some decisions and being quite analytical about it. It's interesting because it's very different from a lot of my signs were all about follow your heart, follow your heart. This is like, no, also pay attention to your logical mind, weigh things up, weigh the decisions, pay attention to like logic, seeing things clearly, looking at the details, as well as I'm hearing with this Four of Pentacles, you don't have to do everything at once. Take your time. You don't have to rush. Take your time. It's okay to pause. It's okay to rest. It's okay to reserve your energy, to stock up a bit of energy as well. I'm hearing also, don't try and do everything the first 2 months of the year. I don't know why that's coming through, but some of you guys are, I'm going to do this in January and February. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to achieve that. You've got a whole year, right? A year is 12 months. There is time. If things don't happen straight away, don't be defeated. It's okay to take some time to, yeah, one step at a time. I'm hearing is also very important for my Taurus next year. You can get to your destination, you can achieve some big goals, just don't try and rush. Shortcuts are not going to help my Tauruses. You want to read the small print. It might be easier to take the long route rather than the shortcuts. I don't know, there's like a little bit of a warning bell here. Sometimes shortcuts are not good. Sometimes taking the long road is better, and on top of that you get to see more sights, so that's even cooler. And remember, you have Aphrodite, who is encouraging you to invite more beauty, more sensuality, more grace into your life. She's not a goddess that rushes either. She wants you to appreciate what's in front of you, enjoying the environment in front of you, the people around you, creating grace, beauty around you. So she can help you make sure that you strive for your independence while still enjoying what's around. And I think she can really be a beautiful anchor for my Taurus this year. Okay, what can you do to focus on joy, peace, fun? How can you have a good year? How can you bring more of all the good things into your life, my Tauruses? The Chariot. Yeah, whatever you can do to focus on your manifestation, on reaching your dream, it's gonna make you feel good. You know, it is so weird because it's literally so different to all the other signs I've had. I've had a lot of signs that were like, you need to take it easy this year, you need to, like, you know, don't strive so hard this year. With my Tauruses, it's like, hell no, it's time to go. We put the pedal to the metal. We go after our goals. We make shit happen, okay? How can you bring more peace, fun, and joy? By going for your dreams, taking risks, being bold. Again, I'm hearing unapologetically yourself, taking leaps of faith, taking risks, being daring, being spontaneous, going for things, saying yes to new things, going outside your comfort zone. Like, honestly, the more way you can push yourself outside your comfort zone, my Tauruses, the better. In the sense of new experiences, meeting new people, trying new things are going to bring a lot of joy this year. You want to be pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, I think. And look, it's okay to try new things. Even if you don't like them, you can put them down. You don't have to continue juggling with everything. Remember, you had the Seven of Cups, so we don't want to get too distracted either. But it is good to step outside your comfort zone and to try new things, even if it's not something you're going to keep doing forever. But I don't know if you guys were like, maybe next week I'm going to go and take a course on pottery. And I might do that for literally a month. I might do this for 2 years, I might do this for 2 weeks. It's okay if I let it go after, at least I'll have tried it. Or maybe some of you guys are like, I'm gonna finally learn how to dance the flamenco. I might like it, I might not like it, but at least I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try and see if it works for me, because it's something I wanted to do for a while. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter, I can let it go, but at least I'll try. It's an encouragement here for my Tauruses to step outside your comfort zone and do the things you've been wanting to do for a long time that are very much fun, but also a bit daring. Things that you're not necessarily comfortable with, but that you really want to do, that you've been thinking about doing for a long time. I don't know, some of you guys may be going back into dating. Then to something you were like kind of postponing, you didn't want to be doing, but now finally this year you feel ready. Could be something like that. Embracing the unknown and daring to step outside your comfort zone and to try new things. Okay, so let's look at your oracle cards, my Tauruses. We're gonna see what you guys got. We have transmute. Okay, beautiful. 2025 could be a year where you get opportunities to rewrite old stories and transmute them into gold. Maybe some of you guys have some wounds, some stories you've been carrying with you that happened in your past and that you've struggled to let go of, or to kind of lighten the hold they still have on you. I think 2025 is a year where you can transmute those old wounds, those old stories, those old scars, and turn them into something beautiful, into golden nuggets, transmuting that shadow into light. There's something there around healing something and turning it into something quite beautiful. So let's see, we have trust. Okay, some of you guys are, and we have Aphrodite. I really would not be surprised if we have some people here who have been avoiding meeting new people, whether it's meeting a romantic partner or maybe it's avoiding expanding your friendship groups, whatever, because you've been hurt in the past and you're struggling with trusting again. And I think 2025, because remember we have Aphrodite, she's very linked to interpersonal relationship. I think 2025 is going to give my Tauruses the opportunity to trust in people again, to see the good in people again, to meet a good friend, a good romantic partner, a good mentor, whatever it is. People that you are like, wow, there is still good people out there. There are still people out there who have a good heart. Meeting this person, getting to know this person, it makes me believe in the good in people once more. This is coming through very strongly, so there's something there. Okay, look. Oh my god, we're being read to filth, my Tauruses. Surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in. Compassionately identify and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. There you go. I mean, now I understand even more so why we got Aphrodite. It's about letting people in, it's about trusting there's still some good people out there, whether it's in your friendships, whether it's in your relationships like romantic partners, whether it's your chosen family, whether it's your clients. You can let people in, you can, like, you know, embrace this trust, invite more love into your life. There you go. This says it all. Okay, animal guide for my Tauruses for the year of 2025. What is the animal guide for my Taurus? Butterfly, emerging, take the leap of faith. Exactly. There you go. It's time to be bold, it's time to be daring, it's time to step outside your comfort zone. It's very much a time for like taking that leap of faith. Transformation. With the butterfly we have strong sign of transformation. It's like Pokemon. You guys are becoming your next evolution version of yourself. I love that. Okay, one card from your inner child around a message for 2025, what you need to know. Last message from your inner child for what the year 2025 has in store for you. Oh my god, you guys, that's my favorite movie ever. I'm so cliche. Of course I love Ratatouille because I'm French, but come on, it's so cute. I love this one. So we have Ratatouille and it says, union makes you stronger. And literally, l'union fait la force. It means strength comes from union. You can get better together. Strength comes from numbers. Strength comes from joining. Community, friendship, opening your heart again, letting people in. Better together. You can find people who you can count on and you can create beauty together. You can create something beautiful together. There's an encouragement there to let them in, to embrace a community, to embrace the part that your relationship have in your great web of life. Okay, so that's the last message for my Taurus. We're going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up with a little mantra. Last mantra for my Taurus. Your mantra for 2025. What is your mantra for the year? Whoop. I will let go of self-limiting beliefs. And we have the butterfly, and we had the butterfly here. How beautiful is that? Beautiful. So that's your mantra for my Tauruses for 2025. I will let go of my self-limiting beliefs. This is all I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you enjoyed it, I invite you to like, comment, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, put the bell on, share with your friends. Those are all free ways to support my work. It means a lot for those of you who take the time to do that. Thank you so much. Until my next video, I want to thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you so much good vibes. I'm wishing you a beautiful year ahead and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Welcome to your reading, my Virgo Sun, Moon or Rising. This is going to be your 2025 year ahead reading. We're going to be looking at the energies of the year ahead. We will be using dice, doing a little bit of astrology, which is divination through dice. We will of course be using tarot and oracle decks because they are a huge passion of mine, and really trying to get an overview, a bird's eye view of this year to come. I want to keep this reading very nourishing and gentle. A lot of us are exhausted, there's been a lot going on this year collectively, and I wanted to make sure that I offered for this year ahead reading something very nourishing, very soothing. So we're going to focus on that. I invite you to check your sun, your moon, and your rising sign so that you can have the most complete reading for you. You can pick and choose and make this a more complete reading if you want to. Okay, we're going to start with divination through dice, astrology, and it's going to give us the energies of 2025 for my Virgos, sun, moon, and rising. So this is a time where if you are wearing headphones, you might want to take them off just while I throw the dice because it can be super noisy, but if not, let's get into it. Okay, what are the energies for my Virgos for the year 2025? It is crazy that I keep having the same sides of dice for so many of my signs. There is something energetically really that relates to a lot of my signs. As you can see, I have a lot of dice. They all have 6 sides. I mixed them a lot. And yet there is definitely recurring themes for a lot of my signs. Specifically around this hermit energy. We have the cane, we have the tent, which is all about like closing in and being very introspective. We have the idea of the cane, which is all about walking our own path, being on our own journey. We have the shadow, which is all about doing the work of looking at our fears, of getting to know our old facets of ourselves so that we can move forward less burdened. We have like intuition here with the third eye. There's definitely a strong theme for my Virgo, and I I'm feeling that for a lot of the other signs as well, for us as a collective, around 2025 being a year of introspection, of getting to know ourselves better, of walking our own path, of no longer comparing our journey with the others, of accepting that everyone is on their own path, everyone is on their own journey, and deciding to focus back on oneself. Very hermit vibes from the tarot, and 2025 is a 9th year, right? If you do 2 plus 2, 4 plus 5, 9 in tarot numerologically, it is associated with hermit. So in general, there is a sense of, for all of us, but specifically for you, my Virgos, and the hermit is your card, you know, Virgos are linked to the hermit as well, of 2025 being a year, really an introspective year, a great year for like getting to know oneself better, for facing one's fear, one's metaphorical demons, and freeing ourselves from it, from spending time getting to know who we are, what we stand for, our values, for walking our own path, for focusing on a personal growth, personal development, for one's personal journey. It's a great time for that, for tuning back to your own intuition, to your own voice, for nourishing the quiet, nourishing the like stepping away from the noise and the drama and all the very like cacophony of the world, and coming back to yourself, an anchor, your own voice, your own path being an anchor. I'm even hearing for those of whom it speaks to your spirituality, could be an anchor as well next year very much. You have a sense here of connecting to something larger than yourself. And that could help you as well. That could really come in as a strong support next year. We also have the energy of the Magician, the World. All of those are the meanings I associate with those dice. So it is a good year for my Virgos to there's a great year for manifesting some big goals, for manifesting some big dreams, specifically related to travels, to exploring the world, to moving somewhere new, to going somewhere new, to, like I was saying, anything around traveling, around exploring the world, around moving home, around changing your home, changing your environment, anything like that. Great year for that. So if that's in your plans, it's confirmation. Could be the year where you go visit some friends abroad, or like apply for a job in a complete different country. All of those vibes are coming through for my Virgos. We also have a strong theme in your personal relationships, in your interpersonal relationship with the Message, the Mask, and the Ship. We have an idea of, energetically, it's a vibe of you speaking your truth, of you voicing your truth, of you standing up for yourself, being unapologetically yourself, and this having repercussions on your interpersonal relationship. So I would not be surprised if there is some cleaning next year in your interpersonal relationship, in the sense that you might step up into a version of yourself that's a lot more confident, that's a lot more like assured in who they are, and that also will no longer settle down for what they don't deserve. And so in that sense, the people who are meant to stick with you will. But then the other side of that coin is that the people who are potentially taking advantage of you, potentially who are trying to manipulate you, those could definitely fall to the sideline and be cut away. I would not be surprised if you guys are deciding to declutter your friendships, your interpersonal relationships, your familiar bonds, whatever. There's a sense here of dropping the mask, having some tough conversation, and deciding to stand up for yourself, to kind of like be more vocal about what you want, about your needs, about what you deserve, and this having obviously an impact on your interpersonal relationship. So if the people around you all support you, love you, and see you for who you are, great. But if there are some situationships, relationships where it's not even, where there's a bit of manipulation there from their end, or where they're trying to take advantage of your niceness or anything like that, honestly, 2025, we're cutting that off. It's like I really see you cutting cords from any personal relationships, situations, anything like that that you no longer resonate with, that you feel is no longer bringing you joy, nourishment, love, and support. So I would not be surprised if there's some metaphorical declutter in your relationships, my Virgo, next year. That's what I'm seeing for your dice. So now let's move on to cards. For my Virgos, the deck that wanted to work with you guys is the Baroque Tarot. It's a beautiful deck inspired by this Baroque era, so you're gonna see very, very beautiful. I'm really enjoying it at this time of year, so I'm excited to use this for you guys. It's absolutely stunning. I hope you will enjoy it as well. That's the deck we're going to be using. Before we get into your tarot cards though, I have some oracle cards I've pre-pulled. We'll look at them at the end, but first I want to start with this one. For our 2025 year ahead, I wanted to give each of my signs an opportunity to work with an archetype, to embody an energy, and I thought that working with Greek mythology specifically could be a fun way to step into those archetypes because they're so relatable to our day-to-day. So don't worry if you don't know anything about Greek mythology, I'll tell you who it is when they come up. We'll discover it together. I don't know who you guys have, but this is going to be a figure from Greek mythology that represents an archetype you're invited to embody next year, that you're invited to work with next year. So let's see for my Virgos who you got in terms of archetypes, energy, linked to Greek mythology for your 2025 year ahead. Let's see. Ooh, you have Hestia. Beautiful. So Virgo. Hestia is so Virgo in the energy. For those of you who don't know who Hestia is, she is the goddess of the hearth, of the home, of the sacred fire at home. Well, back in the day, you know, in Greek mythology, having a fire burning in the home, it was very sacred, it was important because the hearth where we would burn the fire, it would be where the family gathered, it would be where we cook, it would be all about day-to-day life, sacred ritual, nurturing the fire, taking care of one's home. So Hestia is linked to all of those. She's linked to she is the goddess of the home, the hearth, this sacred fire. Look, in this situation she is even praying. It is a very introspective kind of energy. It's a very hermit-like energy. It's perfect for my Virgos. She represents, in terms of qualities that she represents that you could be invited to embody next year, we have a sense here of, first, prayer. Remember I said spirituality for my Virgos could be important. Finding ways to create rituals and sacredness in your day-to-day. The way that you show up every day. Maybe it's brewing your favorite cup of tea. Maybe it is taking time to play with your kids. Maybe it's walking your dog every day. Maybe it's listening to your favorite song or reading a book that inspires you at night. What are the small ways every single day that you can bring not only joy but sacredness to your day? It's about those daily rituals that you have every single day that make your life beautiful, nourishing, and sacred. It could be around making sure that you're getting enough sleep. It could be around making sure that you are phoning your friends or that you're checking in with your family. Ways every day that you are showing up, that you are creating connection, you're creating belonging, and you're creating relationships to yourself, to others, and to the divine source spirit, the universe. It could be prayer, of course, it could be meditation, it could be mindfulness practices. Any ways where you can come back to yourself are going to be super important next year. And like I was saying, we have a hermit here. Generally speaking, for the collective, I'm seeing it as I'm filming every sign. It's a huge theme, this idea of counting on oneself, on nourishing oneself, on creating rituals for oneself, on walking our own path, following our own light, our inner fire, our inner like lantern is very important 2025 in general. In terms of qualities of being you're invited to embody, following the example of Hestia, we have again, so we have this idea of nurturing sacredness in the day-to-day. We have the idea of integrity, being very authentic, being very like confident in oneself, being very truthful, being very honest, in alignment with our own authenticity. It's about deciding to come back to our roots. Remember, she's the goddess of the hearth, of the home. So we come back to our roots, to our home, to, this could be coming back to your body, working with like making sure you're physically well. It could be coming back to your roots, working with your ancestral practice, maybe visiting the country you come from. Maybe it's taking care of your home. Remember I said some of you are moving home, changing home, visiting new countries. We have with Hestia a focus around home again, working with home, your environment. That are all big themes for you guys. I also see this as protecting your peace, protecting your inner fire. So again, we have this idea of respecting your boundaries, cutting cords, moving away from people and situations that no longer resonate with you, that are taking advantage of you. I said you're going to be cutting some cords of my Virgos in 2025. This is really the vibe, because you want to nurture this sense of home, of inner peace, and of belonging. Anything that will not make you feel like this, you're gonna cut away and move away from. So very beautiful energy, very nourishing energy, peaceful energy. It's about finding the deeper sense in life. It's about putting some boundaries. It's about being truthful to one's values. It's about keeping a dialogue with oneself. It's about honoring your essence, your inner peace, showing up in the world every single day in ways where you can continue to honor that, your inner fire, your inner peace, your connection to yourself, to the divine, to your loved ones, to the things and people and situations that bring you joy. I really see you next year, my Virgos, focusing on what matters. That's, I think, the biggest thing is what matters in life. Is it your loved ones? Is it your inner peace? Is it your joy? Is it your laughter? Is it your family? Is it your sense of self? What matters for you most in life? We're talking about what truly matters, in the sense of what we want to leave behind as an heritage, in the sense of the kind of life we want to live daily. I'm not here talking about I want a new car or I want to win the lottery, right? I'm talking about what are the deeper things and the deeper energies you want to work with and achieve. Honestly, it's a year where you're not making huge waves in my Virgos, in the sense of you're not being the loudest, you're not shouting on the rooftop your achievements, but the growth, the personal development, the blessings coming are huge, and all of this is happening because you're focusing on your own lane and you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You guys are like, I'm doing me. It can be chaos outside, it can be drama outside, people can be gossiping, I don't care. I've nurtured and created a sanctuary for myself, and nothing will disturb my peace anymore. And that thing that's going to be the driving factor for you next year is creating that sanctuary if you don't have it yet, and if you have it, nurturing it, and continue to find ways for you to show up for yourself and for your loved ones in ways that are nurturing and that are conducive to your blessings and to your inner peace. Okay, I love that so much. Beautiful energies for my Virgos. Okay, so I want to start pulling some cards. The three main themes we're going to look at for your year ahead reading. I'm trying to keep this quite overview again, so we're going to focus on three themes. The first one is going to be dreams, true calling, visions. What can 2025 bring for this big dreams, big manifestation? Then we look at goals, productivity, habits. So this is going to be what you guys are invited to focus on. Focus your time, your money, your intention. What can you do day to day to reach your goals? And finally, most important part of the reading for me, which is what can you do to bring more joy, peace and fun into your life. I told you I'm trying to keep this reading quite, empowering and uplifting. So we're gonna look at how you can bring more of that. Okay, let's start with what is this you're gonna bring in your manifestations, in your dreams. Four of Swords. Let's do one more. Knight of Cups. And one more. Whoop. Queen of Swords. Okay. It's super interesting because I've had the Four of Swords come up loads in so many of my signs. It's giving hermit energy, it's giving rest, it's giving introspection, it's giving cutting away from the chaos of the world and deciding to find sanctuary within, to not let the chaos from outside deter us from our inner peace. Again, this is another reinforcement for my Virgos to nurture that next year. Whatever you can do to nurture the sense of peace, of rest, of finding, of creating an environment around you that is conducive to your well-being. Those are all super, super important and will help you reach your dreams. You will get to your dreams faster, I'm hearing, if you are well rested, if you take time to pause, if you take time to nourish yourself, than if you try to force things, go full on chariot vibes, pedal to the metal. That's not the vibe for 2025. It's not the vibe for my Virgo. No more forcing. We don't care about girl bossing. It's all about girl mossing. It's all about sitting on the floor of the forest, enjoying the moss, enjoying the birds, enjoying the beautiful rivers. It's about taking time to pause. We get to our dreams because we've nourished ourselves, because we've made sure that we feel like well balanced within ourselves, that we feel safe, secure, and energized enough to go after our dreams. We are moving away from this very capitalistic view of the world, which is like we have to always produce, always be active, always be productive. No, we can rest, we can pause, we can take care of ourselves, and that means that when we do strive to go after our goals, we get there in a way where we won't burn out, we won't feel exhausted, we won't feel in the rat race, all of that, okay? Feel like, honestly, energetically, for the collective, even more so for my Virgos, it's about stepping away from the rat race and deciding to follow your own path, even if it means that you take more time for pausing, for smelling the flowers, for smelling the roses. It's important to cultivate a day-to-day life that feels nourishing and kind and gentle. So that's definitely the vibes for my Virgo. A little bit of a side note, but if you guys are in the headspace of looking for a romantic partner, my Virgos, we have the Knight of Cups for me. He's always coming to, as the romantic, to be like, knock knock, there's a real relationship on the way. That's the way I see it anyway. So I would not be surprised if next year for my singles there's opportunities for you to meet a special someone. Generally speaking anyway, your romantic relationship could be very important, and there could be some big goals that are related to your interpersonal relationship. So if you're not single, you already have that person, and maybe you take things to the next step, you move in together, you get married, you extend your family, you bring a child into the world, you get a pet, you know, something like that. There's a sense you like create a new environment together. There's something here that around the sense of your, specifically for my Virgos, romantic relationship is going to be very important, and there's big like things happening in that realm. Very beautiful, nourishing energy. We love that. And the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is here as again as a reminder to say next year, if you've not yet done the work of moving away from people, places, habits, relationships, situations that are draining your energy, it's time to do so. She wants you to cut away anything that no longer serves you. Again, we are in this transitional time between this year and the next. It's the perfect timing to declutter. This is why everyone in January is always doing this time of decluttering, going through their stuff, putting stuff away, giving away things, all of that, because we want to feel fresh, we want to liberate ourselves for this new year's energy. And truly for my Virgos, this is going to be something that follows you all year long. I'm sensing you really are going to be more meticulous in where you pour your energy, your time, and your intention, and you will not hesitate to cut some people away, to cut some cords, whether it's installing some strong boundaries, whether it's moving away from a habit, places, people that you feel are no longer aligned with you. This idea of decluttering and of cutting cords is very strong for my Virgos. I see you freeing yourself from a lot of burden next year, so I really love that for you. Okay, let's continue in terms of what you can focus on. So this is like what you're invited day to day to focus: your time, your intention, your money. What are you invited to focus? Your time, your intention, your money, your energy, to have the best year possible, my Virgos. What do we have? We have 6 of coins and 4 of cups. Yeah, see? It's about really paying attention. What is worth your time? What is worth your energy? What is worth your intention? And what is not? Sometimes it's okay to be content, I'm hearing, right? In the sense of we don't always have to strive more. With this 6 of coins and 4 of cups, I'm hearing 2 things. The first thing is we don't have to always strive for more. It's okay to be content with what we have. It doesn't mean you are lazy or you're not ambitious or that you don't want more and that you don't have dreams. You can have dreams and goals. That's completely normal, that we all have them. But what I'm hearing is that for my Virgos next year, it's going to be a vibe of I have dreams, I have goals, I have manifestation, but it will not stop me from enjoying what's right in front of me at this moment in time. And even though I potentially don't have the career I want yet, or I don't have the relationship I want yet, or I don't have this goal on my bucket list ticked yet, it will not stop me from enjoying what's in front of me right now. I'm hearing I can enjoy my life. I can be content with my life and enjoy what's right in front of me. The sacredness I bring to the day-to-day, those daily rituals I have, the daily pleasures I have, I can enjoy them, be content with them while still working on my manifestations and my goals. I don't have to make striving for my goals make me unable to appreciate what's right in front of me. I'm hearing gratitude for what is in front of you right now, habits you have created for yourself, the daily pleasures you can bring to your life. It's really around you guys being so grateful for them, enjoying what you have right now, and still being able to work towards more. But it's this idea of working towards more, of wanting your manifestations to come true. You've decided you will not let that make you unappreciative of what you have right now, because sometimes we can do that. It's human. Sometimes we can feel like, until I have done this, I will not be happy. Until I have this success at work, until I have found my perfect romantic partner, until I have, I don't know, traveled to this place, until I have bought my first home. I don't know what you guys want, right? It's a general reading, but sometimes we as humans have this habit of giving us limits on our happiness, like I will be happy when I have achieved this. No, not anymore. For 2025, my Virgos is like, I'll be happy now. With what I have, I'll be happy. But I'll still work towards my goals and my manifestations, because I know I will also be happy then. But it doesn't stop me from being happy right now. Right? So super interesting energy. In terms of goals, it's like really working with this gratitude that you can bring in for the day-to-day, and being content with what you have, while still continuing obviously to strive and work towards your dreams. And I think that's really wise. It's a very beautiful, wise philosophy you guys are deepening into, and I really love that. I think again, that's gonna be really beautiful for this hermit year that we're gonna have collectively. Okay, what can you do to focus on joy, peace, and fun next year? What can you bring joy into your life? What can bring peace and fun into your life? What can bring you good mood, good vibes in 2025? Nine of Wands, Six of Cups. Okay, so with the Nine of Wands, we want to make sure that we're not, again, doing too much. I told you guys, it's a year for all of us, but specifically for my Virgo, it's a year of enjoying doing nothing sometimes, of enjoying rest, of enjoying not being always productive and busy, of appreciating the quieter moments. Again, no more girl bossing, it's all about girl mossing. It's about enjoying the moment. So with the Nine of Wands, it's an idea here of you can find more joy, more fun if you give yourself some time off, if you alleviate the burdens you put on your shoulders to always strive for more, achieve more, do more, be there for other people more. No, I'm hearing maybe rain it down a little bit, reconsider, maybe even like go back to basics in the sense of reprioritize what needs to energy, give yourself some levity, consider like where you potentially can delay things, delegate things, maybe put things down for a bit and pick them up later. I think by you being a bit more kinder to yourself, in the sense of trying to do less, trying to be less, and just embracing the status quo of right now, that will make you feel a lot less stressed out, and you'll be able to enjoy a lot more, again, inner peace and beautiful moments. I'm hearing also, don't hesitate to delegate, don't hesitate to ask for help. There's people around you who want to help, and so you don't have to do it alone. I'm hearing my Virgos. Six of Cups, focus on play. Six of Cups is all about your inner children. So whether it's you spending time with actual kids, or you reconnecting with your own inner sense of, with your own inner children, when the Six of Cups shows up in where to have fun, where to bring joy in your life, this is a universe way of saying have fun, play, invite your inner kid to the party. What did you like to do when you were kids? Did you like to dress up? And maybe it's time for you to have fun with the way you dress. Did you like to dance? Then maybe it's time for you to join a dance class again. Did you like to read? Then maybe you can reintroduce this habit to your life. I don't know, put on plays. So maybe you could join a theater group. Something here that you can do that is related to what your inner child liked doing. Maybe you loved being in nature and playing in the garden. Maybe this year you could make a promise to yourself to go on more hikes and spend more time in nature. Or I don't know, maybe when you were kids your favorite place was the ocean, you loved swimming. So maybe this year you make a commitment to go swimming more, right? It's this idea of whatever you guys loved doing when you were children, bring that back into your day-to-day, enjoy it. I'm hearing your homework for 2025 is to become a joy summoner. Right? Summoning joy out of simple things, specifically things that are related to what you enjoyed doing as a child. And if you have kids in your life, I think they can also bring so much fun, so much joy into your life as well. They can be great teachers in that way, teaching you how to enjoy simple things, how to have fun, how to play. Okay, we're gonna look at your guys' oracle cards. So let's see, I've pre-pulled them, I've not yet looked at them, so we're gonna discover them together. Let's see what else we have for my Virgos. We have Dare to Dream, Beautiful. And we have higher perspective. Yeah, you guys are changing your values on life this year. You are refocusing on what matters. You're not getting bogged down by the little details, but you're focusing on what truly matters for you to create a beautiful life, like the higher things, the bigger things in life. I think this is going to be the vibe for my Virgo, is not getting too bogged down by the little details, the daily dramas, the daily struggles, but really focusing on what matters in life. With Dare to Dream, for me, this is an encouragement to really, this goes back to what we were saying, this is a good year for you to manifest what it is you want, to welcome the magician in your life, to really tap into this creative manifesting side of you. But I see you working with this energy through being grateful for what you already have. It's like I was saying earlier, I feel like for my Virgos, you can attract more of what you want by being grateful for what's already in front of you, if that makes sense. Okay, let's continue, see what you guys have. We have surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. I mean, Four of Swords energy. This is what I was saying. This is the vibe collectively, but even more so for my Virgos. Honestly, this message keeps coming through super strongly for you guys, so I love that. And this is not saying like don't do anything all year, don't go after your dreams, right? I want to make that clear. This is not what this is saying. This is saying you will achieve your goals more efficiently if you let yourself sometimes do nothing, because doing nothing is actually very productive, if that makes sense. It's where you can get inspired again. It's where you can find ideas, is where you can connect back to spirit, source, your guides. So this is not saying don't do anything next year. It's just saying embrace the moments where you will pause and maybe not strive so much, because those are also very valuable. Let's look at your guys' animals. So my Virgos, 2 cards came up, so I've picked both of them. We're gonna see what comes up. This is your animal spirit. These are your animal guides for the year, so animal energy that you can work with, that can accompany you for the year. What do you have? You have polar bear, nurture, allow any anxiety and worries to be gently released and offered up to be healed. So the polar bear can be one of your animal guides this year for my Virgo. And we also have, oh so cute, we have the hedgehog, acceptance, embrace who you are. How beautiful. So pay attention to the way these 2 animals come up in your dreams, on your Instagram and Facebook feed, come up in real life. You know, pay attention to the ways that these animals are showing up in your life. They are important for my Virgos next year. A message from your inner child for the year ahead. What do you need to know for this 2025? And ooh, cool, we have evolution. What is the name of this in English? I don't know. I know the name in French. In French we call it Big 6 or Big 8 or something. It's one of the newer Pixar, if I'm not mistaken. Like this little boy creates this robot after he loses his older brother, I think. Like he works through grief by creating a emotionally supportive robot or something like that. I've seen it a long time ago and I've only seen it once, but you guys let me know in the comments what this is called. Here we're talking about literally evolution, so it's about transforming yourself, and it is interesting because I remember the movie being very linked to grief. So if you guys right now, and I'm hearing it's specific for right now, the time of you watching, if you're right now in a period of grief, things are hard, there is support there and things will evolve, things will get better. Give it time. It's a particular message, but this is what these cards want to say. If you guys are going through grief one way or another, don't despair. I know that sometimes it can feel like we are never gonna come out of grief. I don't think we ever really live without it, but we just learn to make space for it in our life in a way that it suddenly doesn't feel like we're carrying such a huge burden. So give yourself grace, my Virgos, if that's currently the theme. Give yourself grace, give yourself compassion. Things can evolve, things can get better, things can get lighter, I'm hearing. Okay, so particular message, but that's coming through. Oh, and I feel pulled to pull a little mantra for you guys. I've not done it for all of my signs, but I want to for my Virgo. Little mantra for the year. I am allowed to feel the emotions moving through me, and I am allowed to let go of them when I am ready. Beautiful. Okay, that's your last message, my Virgos. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you something of value. If you want to support my work and you enjoy this reading, I invite you to like, comment, subscribe, put the bell on, share with your friends. All of those things are beautiful exchanges of energies and are ways you can support my work. Again, I invite you to check out your sun, moon and rising. I'm wishing you a beautiful year ahead to come, sending you so much good vibes, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye! Hello my Capricorn, Sun, Moon or Rising. This is going to be your 2025 year ahead reading. Today we're going to look at the year ahead, the energies of the year ahead for you. I'm going to try and keep this reading very much as an overview. We're taking a bird's eye view, and I also want to try and keep this reading quite gentle and nourishing, as I believe that we all need those kinds of energies at the end of the year, especially this year. It feels like there's been a lot going on collectively, that we all need a little bit of a soothing vibe. So we're not going to go into month by month, because on my channel I will be offering monthly reading anyway, where we can really look at each month, the energies, what to focus on, different areas of your life, career, love, etc. But for this reading, it's meant to be more of an overview of the year. We'll try and see what intentions you can set, the goals you're invited to set, all of those things. And we're going to be working with both tarot and oracle cards, as well as astrology, which is divination with dice. I do encourage you to check out your sun, moon and rising sign for this reading, as it will give you the most well-rounded reading for you. And I'm going to make sure that I'll post all the signs at the same time, so you can very much like an a la carte menu, pick and choose. Let's get into it. We're gonna start by throwing some dice. So this is how we're gonna get the energies of the year for you guys. What are gonna be the energies? What are gonna be the vibes? This can be a little loud. If you're wearing headphones, I encourage you to take them out just while I throw them, and then we will get into the reading. So let's get into it. Okay, let's see for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon or Rising, what are the energies? We have like literally, we have the flower, we have the tree, we have the river with the bridge, we have the star, we have the apple. So there's a big theme on nature for my Capricorn. It could be that next year there's a very much an invitation to reconnect with nature, work with nature, spend time in nature, potentially meditate in nature, ground yourself. If there's ways that you guys can spend more time outside, in whether it's in your local park, in the forest, by the ocean if you live by the ocean, taking a little weekend trip to spend some time someplace very beautiful, then this is definitely an encouragement next year to make your connection with nature a very big theme. I think it could bring you a lot of groundedness. I think it could help you manage your stress level. I think it could bring you a lot of inner peace, and there's definitely an encouragement there to spend as much time outside. And again, it doesn't really matter where, whether it's at your local park, a forest, by the ocean, next to a river, in the desert, depending where you guys live. But there's a big encouragement there to say spending time in nature in some form or another could be very beneficial for my Capricorn. That also could lead to wanting to work with plants, work with essential oils, work with animal spirits, work with crystals. Some of you might be interested in learning more about your local fauna and flora. There's something here that's also in terms of working with energies, whether it's, like I was saying, working with the stars, getting to know a little bit more about astrology, astronomy. All of those things are also things that maybe could bring you a lot of comfort and support for my Capricorns next year. So that seems to be a big theme, but there's definitely more to it. We have the clock, we have the learning kind of theme, we have the cane, we have the magnifying glass, we have the tree. There's a sense here of timing for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon or Rising. We have timing. For me, when I see these dice here, it's an idea of the concept of timing could be very important for my Capricorn. I'm hearing working with the right timing, being patient when you need to, learning patience when you need to, not forcing when you feel like things are not progressing when it's the right time, but also hearing your intuition to know when it's time to go for it, to put the pedal to the metal and to really go full force towards your goal. It's an invitation to work with certain rhythms. And again, we go back to nature. Nature is full of rhythms, you know, animals hibernate, and then when it's spring and summer, they are back to hunting and gathering and all of those things. So there's an idea here of listening to your own rhythm, my Capricorns, next year, paying attention to your rhythm, which might be different to other people's rhythms around you, and trusting that your own is the right one for you, trusting in your own rhythm, in the sense the moments when you feel like it's time to go and be very busy, the moments when you feel like it's time to metaphorically hibernate, and paying attention to that timing I'm hearing is going to be very important. For me, with the apple and the tree, there's this idea of like nourishing the seeds you are planting so that you make sure that they can turn into something very nourishing for you. I'm hearing long-term effort for my Capricorn. This next year you could be focusing on long-term plans, long-term manifestation, long-term goals that could nourish you for a long time to come. So it could be that you guys are working towards certain goals in your career or in your family life or in your partnerships, interpersonal relationships, in your personal journey, personal development journey, all of those things. I feel like the goals you have are very much, again, long-term, but they could bring rewards and fruits for years to come. So the efforts you're going to put in next year in planting trees will make sure that then you're being fed, metaphorically, apples for the rest of your life. So it's important that you are planting the right seeds and watering the right trees, because you want to make sure that the metaphorical fruits you're going to be getting for years to come are the ones you like. You want beautiful apples, not rotten ones. So I'm also hearing pay attention to the trees you water, to the seeds you water, to the goals you strive for, because there are going to be big opportunities next year for you to go after long-term plans, long-term goals, long-term dreams that could repay you forward for years to come. It's like building a legacy almost. I'm feeling like 10 of Pentacles vibes. So that's also coming through. And finally, with the, this for me, it reminds me of like driving, getting your driving license. So maybe side note, but before a minority of you, there could be an idea of getting your driving license, learning how to drive, if it's something that you've been like wanting to do. Maybe there's like an idea of getting a new car, selling your car, changing cars. That's coming through as well. It's minority, but that's still, day-to-day life things that matter. With the cane, we do have, for me, this is linked to like the Hermit in Tarot, right? And it's also linked, so there's an idea of introspection, of wanting to focus again on listening to your own rhythm, your own intuition, your own timing, rather than paying attention to what other people are saying. I really feel like next year my Capricorn are going to be focused on their own path, their own journey, their own rhythms, their own like timing, and that you're going to be a lot more focused on you rather than looking at what everyone else is doing. I think that's going to be a big theme for my Capricorns, is like, I'm going to focus on my lane, follow my own path. I might not get there as fast as someone else. I might have a different path than someone else, but my destination is my own, and I will get there in my own timing. But when I get there, I will feel proud for the efforts I have done, and I will enjoy the fruits of my hard work. So that's what this cane is giving me in terms of energy, as well as we have the sense with the cane of grandparents energy, ancestral energy. This idea of like specifically grandparents is coming through. So it could be like a little hello from my Capricorn from the other side of the veil, to say you are being like cherished and supported and protected by your ancestors at this time. For season like end of December, January. So this is a time as well when you can really work with your ancestors, with this ancestral energy. I feel like you guys are very much supported, cherished from the other side. Okay, let's move on to tarot card. For my Capricorn, I've chosen this deck. It is the Mythos Tarot by Asphodelon. It's a Greek mythology inspired tarot deck, one of my favorite of 2024. It reads beautifully and it wanted to work for my Capricorns, so I'm excited for you guys because I love that deck very much. I also have pre-pulled some oracle cards. We're gonna look at them at the end, except for this one. The first, we're gonna start with this before we pull some tarot. This is gonna represent a archetypal energy inviting itself into your life next year. So I thought to make this reading a bit unique, I thought we could work with Greek mythology, Greek archetypes, because they're so relatable to day to day. And of course, if you're not familiar with them, I'll tell you a little bit about them. We'll see who comes up for you, and we're going to discover this together. But this is like an archetype you're invited to step into or work with in the form of a Greek god, goddess, deity. We're going to see who comes up. So what is the energy of the year for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Let's see who came up. Wow. Okay, we have Kairos. Remember with the dice we had, the first thing I picked up on was this idea of timing, of you guys working with your own timing. In Greek mythology, there are 3 different gods of time. We have Kronos, and Kronos represents the literal time, the hours and the minutes. We have a second one, which I think is aeon. I'm not sure how you say it in English, but it's this idea of a more emotional time. Like, you know, the idea that sometimes 1 minute can seem very, very long and 1 minute can seem very, very short, depending on what you're doing. And then we have the third kind of god or representation of time is Kairos, which is the one you have. It's all about spiritual timing, divine timing, synchronicity, finding oneself at the right time, at the right place. That's what Kairos is. Kairos is that moment in time that is not explained by rules, by hours, by the clock ticking. It's that synchronistic time of this is my moment, this is not my moment. Or this is me being at the right spot at the right time. Serendipity, synchronicity are all the realms of Kairos. What does it mean for you guys? It means that next year, truly, and look, we have even like the clock melting, we have the scales. It's beautiful energy for you guys. It's gonna be a year where you really, like we were so with the dice, and this is confirmation, you're gonna have to work with your own timing. So in the sense of not paying attention to what other people are doing, but focusing on your own path, your own journey, your own rhythm, and listening to your intuition to know when it's time for you to seize synchronicities, seize opportunities, and when it's time for you to accept that sometimes we have to pause and we have to rest, and sometimes things are happening in divine timing and not in our own timing. Learning to waltz, to dance with this concept of time is gonna be your main lesson, my Capricorn. So here we have an idea of developing a certain intelligence around working around time. It's gonna be around allowing you to change direction, to remain flexible, to develop your ability to remain flexible depending on the situation, to adapt. Also gonna be an encouragement to grab luck when it comes. When opportunities come at the door, you'll have to grab them. You'll have to recognize when it's time for you, again, to grab things, go for things, to put the pedal to the metal, and when it's time for you to pause, to rest, and to wait. You're really going to be dancing with this idea of time next year. There's going to be moments where opportunities are abounding and flowing and it's go, 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 and there's going to be moments where you have to be more patient and rest and pause. It's a year of flexibility, of agility, of listening to your own intuition, of remaining adaptable, of improvising, I'm hearing as well, not being afraid to improvise, but balancing improvisation, spontaneity with wisdom and prudence. So you guys are going to be line trading next year, my Capricorn, but always finding the right, I feel like you guys will always find the right balance. I have a feeling my Capricorns are going to be very good next year in, again, dancing with this concept of time, with synchronicity, with this Kairos energy. So that's really, really interesting energy. I've not had that for any of my other signs yet. So in terms of tarot cards, there are 3 themes I wanted to focus on for this reading. So we're going to look at 3 kind of themes. We're going to look at first dreams, true coding, visions, what you can do in 2025, get closer to your visions, to your big manifestations, to your big goals. This is everything that 2025 can provide you in you reaching your dreams. Then we will look at what you need to focus on. So with goals, productivity, habit, it's what you're invited to focus on day to day, your intention, your time, your money, so that you can have the best year possible. So that's what we look at next. And finally, for me, the most important part of the reading, honestly, what can you do to invite more joy, peace, and fun in your life? Because it's super important. And like I said, I want to keep this reading uplifting. We need it towards the end of the year. We need some good vibes. Let's put some tarot cards around what you need to know around dreams, true coding, visions, how to get closer to your dreams in 2025. We have some jumper, we have the 8 of Wands and the King of Cups. Okay, this is super interesting, especially considering that in this deck, the 8 of Wands is representing Persephone joining Hades in the underworld. Talk about divine timing, talk about this concept of rhythm, of flow, because with this particular myth of Persephone joining Hades in the underworld, she spends 6 months of her life, Persephone, Hades in the underworld, the world of the dead, right? And so for those 6 months, this is corresponding to winter and autumn on Earth, and then for 6 months of the year, she comes back to the Earth and can spend time with your mother Demeter, who is the goddess of harvest and who is linked to nature. And when Persephone comes back to the surface of the earth for 6 months a year, this corresponds to, in Greek mythology, spring and summer. Flowers are blooming, and when we have the harvests coming in. So this is again a big theme around timing, around working with times when we might be in our metaphorical underworld, we rest, we recharge, we pause, and time when we emerge out of our metaphorical hibernation and we go back towards the sun and we bloom and we blossom. So this is a reminder of that. In terms of dreams, true calling, vision, King of Cups, Eight of Wands for my Capricorns. There could be definitely with the Eight of Wands a sense of acceleration, so I would not be surprised if we have some big opportunities knocking on your door that are surprises for my Capricorn. I would not be surprised if we have unexpected phone calls, unexpected emails, a friend ringing you being like, hey, do you want to go abroad on this travel, like random, you never expected it, someone who gets back in touch with you, like you hear back from an old friend or from an ex, you hear back from an old colleague who's bringing you now opportunities to work, a partnership from your own business. You get random opportunities that will broaden your horizon and that will make you step closer towards your dreams. So prepare for surprises, which obviously we can't really prepare for, but be open to them. Be open to opportunities, surprises that you really did not think would come, and yet that I feel like could accelerate things very quickly. I am hearing if the door knocks in your life, metaphorically. If the universe is knocking on your door, don't hide, don't pretend you're not home, don't hide under the blanket. It's time for you to open the door and to see what's on the other side. So it's super important when we are talking about working with timing here. When opportunities present themselves, I'm hearing it's important you pay attention, that you consider like going for them, because they could lead you to where it is you want. Strike while the iron is hot. So if you don't grab that opportunity, you might miss the train. Again, we have this idea of timing, so be open to the opportunity. When you feel the universe is knocking metaphorically on your door, answer the door. Don't miss out, because it might not come knocking twice this year, okay? So it's important to work with this idea. We also have the King of Cups, meaning that we have strong emotional intelligence for my Capricorn, which for me is related to this idea of being able to trust that your heart, how you feel in your body, how you feel in your heart, your emotion, your kind of sixth sense are all gonna be your compass next year. I really feel like for you to go after your dreams, for you to feel like you are fulfilling your life mission and all of those big goals that we might have, your heart is going to be your compass next year, my Capricorn. It could be the way for you to make the right decisions for you, not necessarily overly focus on logic and rationality, but more around how it makes you feel. A certain opportunity, a certain option, a certain door opening, etc., etc. Let's see what else comes up. Yeah. Three of Coins. I'm hearing that for you guys who have big goals, big manifestation, it's an invitation to work as a team. Can you collaborate with someone? I don't know, a random example, but let's say you guys are wanting to launch your business. Can you collaborate with someone to give you more of an audience, right? If you are a singer and you want to release an album, is there a track on the album where you can do a duo, so you can like sing with someone else, again broaden your audience. If you are wanting to travel somewhere, maybe this is an invitation to take your friends with you, to spend more time as a community, to spend more time together and to share that travel with the people you love, because I'm really hearing from my Capricorns, it's better together. So if there's opportunities for you to collaborate, to work with other people, or to like literally, yeah, work in teams, work in groups, ways to work with your community, things like that in all areas of your life. This also could be a faster lane to get to your goals than trying to do it all on your own. Let's look now at goals, productivity, habits. So this is what you're invited to focus. Your time, your money, your intention. What are you invited to focus on, my Capricorn, for 2025, for the whole year? What do we have? High Priestess. See, I told you, it's your intuition. It's knowing when it's time for you to go for things and knowing when it's time for you to not go for it. It's trusting. It's like having almost a sixth sense, a certain clear cognizance, clear sentience in picking up the right timing for you guys and in listening to your intuition to know this I need to answer, this is not for me, this feels like a big yes, this feels like a big no. And it's learning also, I'm hearing, to adapt, right? So it's focusing on not being so hung up around this needs to happen by this date, because that's not going to work for my Capricorn. We've talked about it. Kairos is not about the clock ticking, the time that is like a calendar month by month. Kairos is about divine timing. It's about working with synchronicities, serendipity, this idea of a spiritual timing almost. And I think, you guys, if you focus on one, listening to your intuition, and two, remaining flexible, you'll achieve so much more than if you try and stick to a very rigid program for next year. Okay, let's see what else you can focus on next year. Strengths. Beautiful. Two majors. It's gonna be a big year for my Capricorn. It could be a big year. I think you could achieve a lot. I think you could learn a lot. I think you could feel very proud for what you achieve. Yeah, I think we have the energy here of making moves, not necessarily like in the physical reality only, although for some of you who have big goals, I think it could definitely be an option, but also in terms of your personal growth. It could be a year where you realize by the end of the year, you know what, I'm so proud of myself. It could be the year where you fall back in love with yourself, when you realize you're much stronger than you thought, much more capable than you thought, exceeded your expectations, your ability to grow, in your ability to bloom, in your ability to just become the best version of yourself. Energetically, for my Capricorn, in terms of your personal evolution, I think it could be a great year to, one, fall back in love with yourself, and two, realize you're much more capable than you think you are. I think you'll be surprised by how capable you are. By the end of the year, I think you guys will be very proud of yourself for the way you've handled things, for the way that you went through the year, for the choices you made, for the achievements you had, for the growth you went through. I think you're going to be very proud of yourself this year. I love that. Okay, let's move on to joy, peace, and fun. What can you do next year to nourish those things into your life? Where can you find more joy? Where can you find more peace and fun? We have Four of Swords. Okay, so I know this is tough, especially for my Capricorn, but sometimes you guys need to rest. You need to learn to do nothing. You need to learn to literally pause, put your phone on plane mode, and not do anything. It's okay to nap. It's okay to take a day off or a week off. It's okay to do nothing at all and let yourself get bored. It's okay to sleep, and if that's all you do today, it's fine. If your body needs it, listen to that. Finding joy, peace, and fun in rest, in not feeling like you always have to be productive. And again, I think that's coming from this idea of working with divine timing here. There's going to be moments where it's go, 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 and there's going to be moments where things are not going to move and it's going to be outside of your control. And if you force trying to swim against the current, you're going to exhaust yourself. But if you accept, okay, things are not moving right now, there's nothing I can do, maybe instead of trying to force myself through, I can just pause and rest and take this time to recharge my battery. Yes, this is the way for you to have the best year possible, is embracing those more quieter moments to recharge your battery, pause, take care of your body, whatever you just do to like recharge your physical energy, your spiritual energy, your emotional energy. We're all different, but it's an invitation to really focus on that next year. Let's see, one more card. The Hermit. Yeah, I told you guys I was picking up Hermit energy with the dice. It's also a Hermit year, 2025. It's a year 9, which in Tarot is the Hermit. So it's a Hermit year. And, oh my god, you guys, the synchronicity is crazy. Look, I said for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, the vibe of the year is striking when the iron is hot. And who do we have here? We have Hephaestus, the god of, amongst many, many things, blacksmiths, right? And look, he's striking the iron while it's hot. For you guys, this is the whole vibe of the reading. There's going to be moments where you have to answer the door. Metaphorically, that's when the doorbell is ringing, you have to open, to grab that opportunity and go for it. And then there's going to be a moment where the iron isn't hot, so there's no point striking it because it's not going to move forward. Let's look at your oracle cards. What do we have? Themes for the year again. We have reclaim. Okay, so this could be reclaiming your power. It could be reclaiming your identity. It could be reclaiming your time. Whatever it is, there's a sense of really kind of fixing any energetic leaks that you're having. As specifically, this is before we start 2025, or at least in the first months while it's still your Capricorn season. You're invited to focus on ways where you can make sure you're not being drained energetically, spiritually, emotionally. So if there's anything you need to let go of, cords you need to cut, any conversations you need to have, any declutter you need to get rid of, time to do that. You want to be reclaiming space, reclaiming time, reclaiming your energy. So it could be a bit of an invitation to declutter, have some tough conversations, put some boundaries, whatever it is, before we fully start the year. Specifically for my Capricorn here, we're talking before the end of January. Okay, let's see what else we have. The Warrior. Yeah, there's a bit of Aries here, obviously, with the Ram. So if I have some people who have Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, I encourage you to check out this reading as well. It's coming through importantly. Generally speaking, with the Warrior, we have the idea of fighting for what you believe. So next year, there could be some opportunities for you guys to stand up for what you believe in. There could be an energy of defending people who can't defend themselves. You might be called to, I don't know, be more active in your local community. You might be more called to go to protest. You might be more called to work with charities around people or communities or animals who can't defend themselves. In your personal life, you could feel this warrior-like energy of deciding to defend, to fight for what it is you believe is right. Again, I'm not gonna lie, this is very much the case for a lot of my signs. We have Pluto in Aquarius, all about, you know, disrupting the status quo. We have this idea of rebelling against the oppressor in general, and there's going to be energetically, collectively, a desire to fight for what we believe, to stand up for our values, and to defend ourselves and protect the one we love. So that's also going to be a big theme for my Capricorns. Let's see what else we have. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's message about a person or a situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. See, King of Cups here. I told you, pay attention to how you feel. Your heart is your compass next year, not your logical mind. It's how you feel in your body. It's how you feel in your heart. Okay, let's look at your animal spirit for the year. Is your animal spirit, my Capricorns, for 2025? We have the antelope, and it says new pathways. Consider whether you are happy on your current path. For me, again, we have this idea of you not paying too much attention to what other people are doing and really focusing on your lane, your timing, your path, not falling victim to comparatitis. It's like illness of comparing ourselves to others. With the antelope, we also have the idea of jumping ahead, speed, right? They're super fast. So it's going back to this Eight of Wands energy right there. Love that. And of course, pay attention to the ways the antelope has energy. And look, you know, it's horny. So Capricorns, it's still a vibe. We definitely have some horn friends here. Pay attention the ways the antelope could come into your life in dreams, in symbolism. On social media, you might see a little antelope video, something like that. Could remind you of this particular reading. For the year ahead, what does your inner child want you to know that the year ahead will bring for you? Let's see. And look, oh my god, I love that. We have Peter Pan and we have a wind of freedom. Big theme of freedom as well for my Capricorn, of liberating yourself from things that are weighing you down, of liberating yourself from expectations, from liberating yourself of any cages, any boxes you feel that you might have been put in or that you might have put around yourself. You can work with this idea of freedom. You can revisit the theme of Peter Pan. Okay, you guys, this is what I'm seeing for your year ahead reading. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you something of value. If you want to support my work, I invite you to like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, put the bell on so you can be alerted every time I post new videos. I just want to wish you a beautiful year ahead. I'm sending you so much good vibe. A very happy birthday to my Capricorns, as I know this is your season, and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!